Hey everyone, Odds here. Welcome back to the channel for another Meta Monday, where we talk about the whole last week of Mechabellum tournament and games across the server, and try to find out any meta trends and cover any like minor news and stuff like that with the game. So thanks for joining me. Also, if you are not a subscriber yet, that would be awesome if you could click that subscribe button. Yay, YouTube. Okay, cool. So let's get into it. Yeah, so this was on Saturday. We had day 2 of the Mag 1 Season 5 games. It's the Swiss ladder. So each player had 5 opponents, or 5 games to play, and all throughout the day here. And then the top 8 after the days from last week, or sorry, the results from last week and this week, cumulative. The top 8 move on to next week for the finals. So that will be fun. Stay tuned for that. And of course, as always, we have Mag 1 in the background here, but please do check out the videos on their Twitch. I do have a link down in the description below. The games are very fun, very exciting, and this is the peak of Mechabellum. All right, so in terms of gameplay, we saw a lot of giant usage. I think giants are picking up, I mean, even more than before. We talked a little bit about last week, like we had, worms, and we had Raiden a few weeks ago being the king. And then last week we saw more boat play. And this week we're continuing to see more boat and boat usage. And more specifically, though, I think with giants, what we're seeing is a lot of focus on unit spawning, unit creation. So you have the boats that spawn wasps, you have all the items being picked for giants that spawn units as well, and just playing this like broken late game, late round comp where you just generate more and more units. If you guys are familiar with the metagame from StarCraft 2 when that came out, you might remember spawning units always being an issue in that game. You had brood lords that would spawn these little broodlings that would just soak up damage and do a ton of damage, and it was impossible to deal with. And then when Heart of the Swarm came out, you had the what's it called? Not the... Man, I can't even remember what it's called, but the unit, it spawned a bunch of units off of its back, kind of gross looking thing. The locusts that come out, and it was very frustrating to deal with. It was just like, a whole bunch of spawning units. And I think, RTS games, spawning units is kind of insane value, right? And so in Mechabellum, we're seeing a lot of focus there on getting to the late game, getting those spawning units going, getting that insane value. But besides that, we still have quite a very unique set of different games here. We have lots of kind of different strategies played as well. So I know there's been some comments like on Discord and stuff and in the forums like Reddit or whatever. People are concerned that, it's like a bit of a rock, paper, scissors with the buildings that, if you don't pick the right pack, then maybe you lose. And it's not entirely true. There is merit to it. It does make the game more difficult in some positions, but I wouldn't say it's outright rock, paper, scissors. There are things you can do about it, but you do have to commit, and we'll see that in a moment here. But first, I just want to show off this game. This is the blue player here up against Laomam, and blue goes for just like almost like Factory Master, right? But with the Titans here, I don't know if this is. I don't think this is Factory Master, but. Yeah, and then just going, we actually end up having like 4 Titans, 4 mountains here, and just an insane game all around. Pretty unique, very interesting, and a very difficult position for Laomam to try to break through. We also see, okay, so here's Cass versus May Repeaters, and this game gets a bit crazy too. We have tons and tons of balls, I believe. Just lots of balls, lots of the spawning unit, right? And, when the ball dies, the crawler comes out. Very high value. And we see as the game goes on, we just more and more balls, lots of cool plays here. And yeah, fun game. We've also got, yeah, oh my God, look at this. Look at this board. It's crazy. And we got some boats here. Just nuts. Trying not to spoil games. Oh yeah, we have Tungdill up against Math. Tungdill, I feel like the other thing that's been going on in the meta is we do see a lot of Fire Badgers now. And this start here that Tungdill has, the Sabertooth with either crawlers or with the hounds here, very strong, especially with hounds, I think. And then next round you sort of build out your Fire Badgers. I believe maybe not, but soon. No? Okay, scratch that. Never mind. Well, maybe another game here, but we do see Fire Badgers used quite a bit here. This game got a bit weird. We had defensive race here for Tungdill, so it got kind of strange. We had nuke usage. We saw hackers there. Red Scare versus Scion. This game was pretty cool too. We do have these actually like Red Scare using the spiders, which we actually haven't seen very often recently. They've been kind of falling off, but if you can get levels, they get good. And Red Scare here looking good, getting levels on those spiders. This game was pretty crazy too. Dusty Say versus Mary Peters. Here we go. You know, we have the War Factory game here, and then of course Overlord's very strong unit, spawning unit here, and then we've even got the gun. What's it called? The artillery gun, whatever. But yeah, tons and tons of like Mustangs here, and just like a very hard position. But we do see a whole lot of these giants. Sacco also notoriously now, I feel like Sacco is the only player I'm seeing that is building, who's totally committed to standard now. I mean, not totally, but like with the sabers, like I never see any other player using sabers on a standard formation like this. However, yeah, we saw this last week out of Sacco, and I think there is actually one more player that does this week. Let's have a look here. Not this game, but oh my God, this game was insane. Sacco. So this was a game where I feel like this is one of the ones where, and I haven't talked to Sacco about this, so I don't know for sure, but the draw here was like giant spec with the production units over here all the way on the right side, just slowly producing units throughout the round. I think Sacco felt like he needed to end the game as fast as possible. So we see these like on the line wasps just going ham and trying everything he can to end the game. So like I'm saying before, like maybe it makes the game more difficult. It makes you have to be more decisive. This is one of those moments where Sacco is saying, I don't want to play late game against this stuff. Let's end it. So there is maybe ways around it, but yeah, I'm not going to spoil that one, hopefully. Yeah, okay, let's move on. Legion played a lot of good games too. Legion also played up against Odyssey as well. I want to shout out Odyssey, who's played this is his second bag one, I believe, and did a better performance than last time. I think 4 wins and 6 losses, so getting on the board. But yeah, shout out to Odyssey in the chat, in the comments. We've got, yeah, hackers here, and here we go, some Fire Badgers and Fire Badger hacker action. Fire Badger just like unstoppable with chaff clear. It's just, there's nothing better in the game right now, other than, you know, maybe the 8-gun Wraith, but the Wraith being in the air gets shut down pretty hard by a lot of anti-air units. The Fire Badger, I mean, it does get shut down by some stuff like Scorpion or something like that, but like realistically, like if you get enough of them and you get enough stuff in the way, they're kind of hard to get targeted, especially with the range. But yeah, cool. Another game. Oh, here it is. So here we go. So these Who's this? I'm not sure. Blue player here up against Cast. We do have Sabres as well. I guess they're not really standard. I guess they're up on the line here. But yeah, you see this Saber with Fire Badger, and also Void Eye is quite strong with it as well. Very powerful position here. And then because you've taken the Hounds in the first bit, you can actually safely get the Sweep Fire Extinguisher on Hounds. And you see it coming into effect here. Because you don't need to tech other techs on the Hounds, you're using tech on the Fire Badgers. The Fire Badgers are being the chaff clear. Instead of the Hound is just kind of safety and fire clear and chaff in a way. So pretty cool. And oh my god, what are we seeing here? These games are crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, you guys need to tune into Mag 1 if you haven't tuned in yet. It is a ton of fun. And here we go. This is exactly as I was saying before. Actually, it looks like Phoenix Nirvana here getting the ridiculously lucky turn 1 double Fire Badger because of having the quick supply specialist. This seems quite difficult to play into. Yeah. All right, so that concludes Mag 1 for now. Let's jump into the client here. And we're going to talk a bit about the weekend tournaments. So, Asian region, I don't know. Sorry, I can't read this. European, we had AWM taking the win and Odyssey actually taking second place here. So congratulations, AWM. And nice try, Odyssey. I know Odyssey lost to AWM, so that could have been the finals in a way. And then we have for Americas, we have Chemtrails actually taking the win up against Red Scare. We also just saw on Mag 1. So very well done, Chemtrails. Congratulations on winning the tournament. Who should we focus on here? Maybe we'll watch this Red Scare game. I haven't watched Red Scare in a little bit. And of course AWM. Or sorry, Chemtrails. Chemtrails I don't think I've seen win the tournament before. So yeah, this should be good. Some packs offered here, I think. Yeah, okay, so good standard pack for Red Scare. Marksman spec actually pairs well with this too. Chemtrails offered 3 ball packs and aerial. And so we see a quick supply ball arc. We're going to see it on the line, or we're going to see him defensive, looks like on the line here. And right away we see sell of that Chungus. And Red Scare going into a standard position here actually buys Marksman. Even though Marksman's spec and is going to get a Marksman next round. Chemtrails deploying kind of on a staircase with the steel ball, so they would activate at different times. One arc light right up on the line. No, we actually really don't see chaff out of Red Scare, just the one Fang. Red Scare does guess correctly the side. It seems like, yeah, in this position, as Red Scare to defend, you're almost certainly not going to see aggro on this side because you have the wall here. So realistically, you can fully fortify this side, which makes attacking as Chemtrails even more difficult to get through. Although it looks like he's doing pretty well here. If not playing aggro, then you can play the steel balls in the back, and that's totally fine too. But being that you can, as Red Scare, deploy mostly on this side this turn, if they're in the back, then next turn you can just fix it and kind of standardize a bit or whatever. And you have time to be able to build out that side. Strike Hound offered. Maybe. Maybe. Come on, guys. You know you want it. You know. No. No. This is totally the play. Come on, guys. Chemtrails. Wake up. No, we got mass-produced sledge. Wow, okay, interesting. Mass-produced sledge. So now they only cost 100. Increase or decrease the attack by 30% and HP by 30% as well. Kind of crazy, actually. But maybe this is a good play into the arc lights. So arc light does 347 damage, and the sledge as a heavier chaff will do well here. But I don't know, because you're kind of going into these marksmen too. It's kind of weird. But we got the rage cage getting set up here. A couple sledges on the sides. Chemtrails also not giving a crap about the air, knowing that most likely there won't be air this turn because Red Scare is marksman spec and is building the marksman out. So probably not going to see Phoenix or anything like that. Don't typically want to double up the Phoenix with the marksman since they fill a similar role. Good pull here, pulling this arc light over to the side. Crawlers are able to get in, and there's not enough chaff clear. So looks pretty good. Chemtrails. Tower under threat, but he did level it. If that went down, the round would be looking very different. But actually, it's probably still going to win this round. Red Scare is probably still going to win this round. Not very important, though. It's not a whole lot left for either side. We'll fast forward. There we go. Mr. Chungus. Unit drop, Hound, Foon, Stormies, and Spiders. Hard to say. Foon could be here. Foon, ball, boat, maybe. I don't know. Oh, we actually see Foon from both sides. Now, actually, cool play out of Red Scare here, going to the Hacker. Hacker could be pretty good dealing with, like, if the sledges are going to be chaff, use this chaff, then they're easily hacked. It'll give a lot of experience to these hackers and slow down the push quite substantially. So I think this is a cool line. Oh, and we do see Mechabellum ball this turn too. Going into Hacker, that feels bad. Always feels good to hack a Mechabellum ball. You get those crawlers for free too. But look at this. There's just, it's still pulling so much on the right. And on the left here, it's just collapsing in. Getting a good hack here on that ball. Doesn't do a whole lot though. It's a level 1 tower. You know what? Somehow... Well, tower under threat, tower under threat. Oh! It does go down. Does hack that Typhoon just in time though. If that tower was level 2, then there would be absolutely no problem with this whatsoever. But it looks like Red Scare is going to hold off. Chemtrails under 3,000 now. Laser sight offered, or maybe absorption module. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Red Scare going for the laser sight. Probably see that on a hacker, I would assume. Yep, here we go, this hacker in the back. So Chemtrail also goes for that laser sight, and we see a bubble from the Typhoon. Yeah, that's pretty good. So hackers, obviously, they do not do full damage to shields. I believe they do quarter damage. So getting this shield tech first on the Typhoon seems like a very good idea. And with this, adding the extra HP with it as well. So 8,000 shield per unit. The units here don't do too much damage. Only the marksman is the one dealing the most damage here. Who can almost pop that. But still takes 2 hits. This marksman takes 2 hits as well. Let's see what happens. Maybe some of this can be blocked. Not really. Yeah, there we go. The shield helping tremendously, preventing stuff from being stolen. At least not right away. Oh, but good luck on those balls. They turn around. And now with this oil here, the arc lights are just free farming. All the crawlers are not able to get here in quickly enough. And Red Scare's looking pretty good here. Has a great position. Very difficult to be pushed into here. So everything seems to be going right. And a whole bunch of damage on the board. Chemtrails down to 1352. What are they going to be able to do to turn this around? There's Overlord and there's Wraith. That's what I'm thinking here. Red Scare goes for Wraith. Okay. That's kind of risky. I'm not sure about that. So I do understand it's the chaff clear is not quite good enough on Red Scare's front. However, Chemtrails, it feels like Boat Foon is, you know, you could 50-50 chance, right? Let's say Boat Foon is chosen or Wraith Ball. And the boat counters a Wraith really hard here. So Chemtrail's getting a much better deal from this unit drop. And Red Scare's kind of playing into, I don't know, like 50% chance that it just goes extremely poorly on this choice. I'm not sure what else Red Scare could have done there with those units as well. Maybe boat as well. I don't know what techs Red Scare has, but a lot of people aren't really running HE on boat anymore. We do see, you know, Mothership, Photon, and either like range launcher or like like teleport one and the ground cannon. So we are seeing nice mobile beacon out of here, trying to get the sealed balls out of going into that oil. Couple missiles, just trying to get tempo here. The leveled up Foon is going to help prevent a little bit of damage. Ah, yeah, and that Wraith goes down right away. I mean, it's a good idea to get the range and try to keep them farther back, but with those missiles, the Wraith was still moving a bit too far in front. So the boats were able to get a good lock there. Now okay man, so this is what I don't like about boats and what I don't like about Raiden is it is so easy for them to get a level on the turns that they're deployed. Like watch, okay, that one's got a level, this one's about to get a level 2. Maybe. Yep, there it goes. Like, now what? Actually, death shot on that marksman. Now, like, potentially 2 level 2 boats is much, much different than 2 level 1 boats. Marksman does have aerial, though. But yeah, I see the position of these Wraiths a little far forward. Intensive offered, shield, airdrop, haze, smoke. Like, all good viable options here. Smoke could be... I wonder if you could just, like, smoke like this, maybe. Red Scare goes for shield. Not sure about shield. The boats will pop shield pretty quickly. Plus we see the bubbles from Hacker. Whoop. And Was that laser sight? Oh no, here we go. So we have the haste module picked for chemtrails. Gonna speed up the typhoon. Actually, quickly enough that maybe it could stop a bubble, or sorry, not a bubble of smoke if it was put down. Also, maybe this is why Red Scare chose to get the bubble and chose to also tech barrier on Hacker this turn to try and prevent getting smoked. Smoke could be pretty devastating. Trying to diversify a bit. Wondering if maybe perhaps units could be coming on the left side here. We don't see levels taken for chemtrails on these boats, but we do see range launcher overload taken. Very powerful combination. And there's just like a one fang in front here, and like, I mean, this hacker is like pretty far forward. Okay, that's better. This race still pretty exposed. As soon as this goes down, like this is like kind of in the front. Maybe the hackers can slowly, you know, take over single units so that the boats don't get good shots, but no. Boat absolutely decimates that Wraith. One Wraith left, it's stuck locked onto the shields there, doesn't really get any chaff clearing done. And these boats are looking really strong right now. Chemtrails finding the way through this game. Protecting that turret tower. We do have AA on the marksman. It is a high level marksman. Maybe if it could find its shot, we'll be able to do something. But chemtrails might be wise and click on that button that generates wasps or builds wasps. Gets shield or something like that. Shield on wasp, very strong. Especially if these wraiths are dying quickly. Wraith is the only way to stop the wasps. Okay, Red Scare looking like, hey, I gotta do something here. I'm getting slowly pushed in on. Oh, I like this armor. This is really good. It's gonna help prevent a lot of damage from these typhoons and lock them up. And then going for a flank here, but actually at the same time, Chemtrail is also going for a flank. The Foon boat, so steel ball is not going to work. One Wraith a bit farther back, that makes sense here. Red Scare trying to pull anything so that the ball could get into the tower. But yeah, this looks pretty painful here. A lot of pressure being put on this left tower. Oh my god, even the crawlers here, preventing any like missiles or whatever too. And then the underground threat. This arc light. It's this arc light against the whole armada here. I don't know if that's going to work out. Might see a whole lot of damage on the board this round if this if this tower goes down. Quickly killing those crawlers there, trying to get all the units to turn around. Tower under threat, but this one is too. Unfortunately, looks like the left tower for Red Scare to go down first. Actually have level 2 crawlers now as well. Just making it even more difficult to deal with. Only 1-1 though. Somehow just like putting stuff in the way of the tower here. The tower has not died. Oh, the crawlers get through. But there's too much damage. Too much damage. Chemtrails finding a big round here. Starting to turn this game around. Red Scare on the back foot now. Orbital offered enhancement mod. Enhancement mod on the boat. That could be quite good. Nano repair also offered. Chemtrails, what do you do here? Life is down under 2k, so is it worth going enhancement? I suppose so. Level up that boat on the left there, sell out of it. Level up these boats, so you get 500 worth of upgrades for only 300. Since the boat costs 250 to upgrade. Yeah. That's painful to see, and we just got, you know, marksman here. Also rebuys that overlord here. Trying to mobile beacon forward, trying to prevent being locked up in the corner here. And I mean, these are mass-produced sledges. This costs nothing, like 200 bucks here. It's causing such a problem. This tower's up to level 5. So Red Scare abandoning ship on the left and moving all the way to the right. Saying, you know what, forget it. I can't defend two fronts. We've got to focus all on one side here. Round starts. Oh, we're coming down. There are no wasps, so it's okay. Actually, great shots there on those typhoons. This tower just not wanting to die, but there are too many boats, I feel. Hack's getting it done. Thank you for the messages, Rendash. And yeah, that tower goes down. It doesn't really mean a whole lot because the debuff doesn't last for very long, but there's too many boats left on the battlefield now. And with that, looks like Chemtrails is going to turn this game around and find the win there. Great job. Congratulations, Chemtrails, for your victory. Winning the North America tournament this week. And I look forward to seeing more games from you in the future. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's Meta Monday. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And yeah, we have some more videos going to be coming this week. I'm hoping that we're going to go over Odyssey's Mag 1 games, maybe one or two of them, and get a bit of a post Mag 1 breakdown from Odyssey. So look forward to that this week. Of course, we've got Bork builds coming on Tuesday night on Twitch, also uploaded on Wednesday morning to YouTube, and yeah, a couple other random videos throughout the week. So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.